What's up, everybody? Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing Dark Fortress. Ooh, how mysterious. No, it's just called Dark Fortress. There's no ooh, how mysterious in there. But to do this, you need to beat the par score on the level Requiem in Halo 4. So do that. You can see I started off by going to the left over here and beat down that grunt. Not a huge point gain there, but you know, it's something. Better than if you go to the right and there's no enemies to kill. But you can see I'm trucking along here. I switched out my assault rifle for a plasma pistol. There's actually a few full plasma pistols over there. So those are always helpful because we're going to take down most of the elites by plasma pistoling them and then shooting them once in the head for the headshot. So we're going to noob combo a bunch of people. You can see I got my trusty pistol in my hand already. We're going to switch out for a carbine pretty early on, but for now we're going to have to use the pistol. So anyway, we're just moving along here. There's nobody in the beginning parts of this level. We're going to come upon some warthogs. We're going to flip one over and continue to drive through the first part of the level. This is mostly sightseeing at this point and some commentary from Cortana. And now commentary from me as well. So here we go. We're in the warthog. You can do this on any difficulty. I recommend doing it on heroic or legendary. I'm doing it on legendary here. You could do it on heroic. Obviously, the lower the difficulty that you do it on, the lesser the point values are for all the enemies you kill. So if you want more points, you gotta put it up on a higher difficulty. And also, you could get more points by putting on skulls. So I have on 4 skulls, I believe. I recorded this like a week ago or something, so I don't remember exactly. Maybe I do remember exactly. I think I have 4 skulls on. They are Famine, which just makes all AI-wielded weapons that are dropped have half the ammo that they normally would because, you know, that skull makes it harder and more annoying. So it makes it more difficult a little bit, but it also increases the point values. I have on Thunderstorm, which promotes all the enemies, or most of the enemies, so they are higher rank than they normally would be, but that's fine because we're just going to headshot most of the enemies, and if they're elites who have shields, we're just going to overcharge plasma pistol them to take down their shield, and then we're going to headshot them with a headshot weapon, and no matter what their rank is, that will always work on them, so we don't really care what rank they are. So we'll talk about the 2 other skulls at a later time in this video. We're going to pop out right here, and we're going to immediately headshot these 2 grunts with our pistol. They are kind of dangerous. One had a fuel rod, as you saw. And we're going to go over here and noob combo this elite, like we mentioned. We're going to use the noob combo to take out the elites pretty quickly and easily. And you want to take out both those grunts and that elite quickly, because if you don't, they will get in the ghost, which is to my right now. And that is no good because they are much harder to take out when they're in a ghost. So we want to avoid having to deal with that crap. But now I am dealing with the crap that is jackals with needlers, so that's annoying. Just shoot them in the notch when you can. I was using that crate for cover. The needlers are very effective in this game, so if you take a few rounds, you may not think you're going to die because your shield is still halfway up, but then all of a sudden they explode and you're dead. So even if you have some of your shield left, you still could be on the verge of dying, so it's kind of misleading. So watch out, try to not take any needlers, or just, you know, not a ton of needlers into you. And we're going to go up here. We are up here already. I killed those grunts. I killed that jackal in the sniper tower area. And I have grabbed a fresh carbine out of that crate. There's a bunch of ammo in there. Also, for every crate that has weapons, there are also plasma pistols in there. So there's kind of 2 weapons in each crate. So this crate is full of carbine behind me, and it also has the secondary slot, which always has fresh plasma pistols, which kind of negates the Famine skull, because we're really just going to be using the carbine and the plasma pistol for the majority of this level. So Famine is kind of a freebie due to that, so we'll take it. And at this point, I am just going to carbine everybody from far away. You can see when you shoot the jackals in the notch, they kind of are stunned and they expose their head, so you could headshot them. Use this area for cover. You can see that turret cannot shoot me when I'm kind of in that little nook, so it's kind of good for using as cover. So I do that, and we're just going to take everybody out from far away. Make sure you take out the jackal in the sniper tower. I already have. And we're going to take out that jackal. And it looks like that elite is hopping on the turret. You want to watch out for that. When you kill an enemy that's on the turret, it may be replaced by another enemy. So just watch out for that. You don't want to be stuck out in the middle of the field when that guy gets on there, because he could take you out pretty quickly. So I'm just going to run back here to my little nook that I found. It's very good for using as cover. And I took him out, just, you know, slowly and steadily shot some bullets into his face. Usually works against most people. I know I wouldn't even take that many shots to the face, especially with a carbine, super advanced alien weapon, going right through my cranium. You can see I ran back to get more carbine ammo. That's not really necessary because there's another crate full of carbine up here, but I did it anyway, why not? There is one more elite that comes out here once you move up far enough, and he has a concussion rifle, but you can see we took him by surprise there with a noob combo. And there was the crate there with additional carbine, and you could switch out for a fresh plasma pistol as well. So we're clear of this area. There are 3 grunts up here in the hallway, kind of hallway type thing. It's more of a tunnel or something. But there's 3 grunts there. Normally, at least one has a fuel rod, so you want to watch out. You don't want to just run around the corner because they will kill you pretty easily. Sometimes 2 have fuel rods, so watch out for that. There's always 3 grunts, though. Try to take out that guy right away, that jackal up there. If not, no big deal. He tends to retreat if you don't take him out right away, and we'll just kill him later if that happens. But for here, for this point, you want to take your time. You can see I'm kind of using the terrain for cover and slowly moving my way up. You want to watch out for any advancing elites or grunts. They do tend to advance sometimes, so just watch your radar. Watch out for the beam rifle guy who's going to be up here. And speaking of him, there he is. He just shot at me. We're going to take him out. He is a priority. So we're pretty good for this first part of this section. Now we can start moving up. And again, just take your time. There is no reason to rush except for the time bonus. So I guess there is a reason to rush. I'm going to get the par score without even using the time bonus though. But, I mean, the faster you do this, the better. The time bonus works by, if you get the par time, your score gets multiplied by the maximum time multiplier, which is 3. So if you come in, I think the par time for this is 20 minutes. I'm not sure, but just check on that. Whatever the par time is, if you come in under that, you will get the maximum multiplier, which is 3. So if you get 15,000, for instance, and you finish within the par time, it will be multiplied by 3 and become 45,000 points. So it's very useful. And then obviously, the further away you get from par time, the lower your time bonus becomes, and it goes all the way down to 1 eventually. So you get no time bonus if you go way too long. And I think it goes down to 1 once you hit double the par time. So just keep that in mind while you're going through these levels. Pace yourself, and you're just moving through these guys. You can see I'm just going for headshots here with the headshot weapon, the carbine. I'm taking some shots. I'm being a little bit risky because I just do that, but if you're not as comfortable, you know, poking your head out when you have no shield, obviously just take your time and use all this lovely terrain with all these lovely graphics for cover. You can duck behind them. And here's a couple grunts, just, you know, kill them. You can go up around on the ramp like you should be doing. Well, not that you need to, or you should, but that's kind of how the level was designed. But you could jump up on these rocks if you'd like to. I do that. Kind of takes the jackal by surprise a little bit. And there's just some random enemies down below here. And you don't really need to kill them. You can move forward to the top, but I'm killing them right now just for more points. There's these guys on the side as well that we didn't go to, and obviously you can kill them if you want more points. And I end up killing a couple, but that jackal, for instance, we don't care about him. His notch was not exposed. He was kind of behind a crate, so don't worry about him. You don't need to kill any of them. But, you know, watch out for this invisible elite. He has a sword, so you want to take him out. Unfortunately, he retreated to the back there, you can see. So I didn't take him out quite yet. So just take out all these other guys he has, reinforcing him. And watch out for the Needler again, because it could just kill you all of a sudden, even though you have some shield remaining. So I'm kind of worried about that at this point. There's those Needlers coming at me again. And we're just headshotting everybody. And I'm worried about where the elite is now, because I don't know where he is, and he's invisible. There he is. Whoa, looks like he's not invisible anymore. That's cool with me. So just shoot him in the face, and we're going to take his active camo, and we are going to move on to the next section right here. So we run through here. I guess I will talk about the Ketch and Tough Luck skull. Yeah, I have those 2 skulls on as well. Those are the 2 remaining skulls that I did not talk about yet. Ketch obviously just makes all the enemies throw more grenades more often, so that's not too difficult to deal with. Just, you know, dodge from side to side, shuck and jive. Don't stand in one spot. Obviously, standing in one spot is just bad for you. You should always be moving to some degree if there's enemies present. So just don't stand in one spot for too long because you could get stuck. Also, I have on Tough Luck, and that just makes enemies dive out of the way for various reasons more often. So if you're trying to stick them, or if you're trying to splatter them with a vehicle, they're more likely to dodge out of the way, which is kind of annoying, but in this instance, we're not really trying to stick people that often, and we don't really have that many vehicles in this level, so we're not really going to worry about that. So I'm just refilling my carbine ammo here and grabbing a fresh plasma pistol before I activate one of these 2 little thingamabobs. And that will get us to move on to the next section. It also gets enemies to come into this area, so you want to be aware of that. That's why I stocked up on ammo before hitting these. So hit that first one. It doesn't matter which way you go, the left or the right. I chose the left. I usually go to the left. I don't know why. But here we go. You can see there's a bunch of grunts and jackals in the area now all of a sudden. And there's a couple elites as well. So we're going to take those guys out. And there's that jackal. Again, we're just pretty much doing the same thing we do here throughout the whole level, is just shooting grunts in the face right off the bat, shooting jackals in their little nook, which gets them to expose their face, and shoot them in the face once that happens. And oh my god, that was dangerous. I did not expect that grunt to come up and help out his little elite buddy. That's dangerous. And then finally, we're going to take out the elites by noobing them with a plasma pistol. An overcharged plasma pistol burst brings down their shield in its entirety, and then you could just finish them off with a headshot. They basically get downgraded to grunts once their shield is down, except for they could fire more and their melee is much more devastating. Also, they have a melee. Grunts don't really have a melee. I guess the closest thing they have is suiciding when they activate 2 plasma grenades and run at you. That's kind of their equivalent, I guess. But I wonder if they'll ever have a grunt or jackal melee attack. I don't know. We'll see in Halo 5 when it comes out in a couple months. All aboard the hype train. I doubt they would, but, I mean, why not? We'll see. So here we go. It's the same thing again. We activated that thingy to move on to the next part of the level. And there's just more enemies in this area now, so just be ready to deal with that again. If you ran out of ammo from the last time we dealt with the last wave, just, fill up ammo before you activate that second thing. And there's going to be some more people who come to the left where we actually activated that first thing in this area that activated those 2 things. I know I'm being incredibly descriptive with my overutilization of the word things to describe everything, but, you probably know what I'm talking about. So I go over here, and there's actually an elite you could see shooting at me with a carbine, and you could get him to freeze over here and not shoot at you and just take it like a man or take it like an alien. So we're just going to take out these jackals. They're kind of muddying up the works here, or gumming up the works, muddying our efforts. And you can see the elite is now kind of frozen there. So once he gets into that position, he will just stand there for whatever reason. I don't know why. Just stand by this turret, or not turret. It's not a turret at all. Stand by this wallish thing, kind of a pillar in the section over here. And that was dangerous. I kind of focused on the elite and ignored the jackal to my left. And he had needles, and we talked about needles. They could kill you very quickly, especially with how zoom works in Halo 4. It's different than any other Halo title. Normally, in other Halo games, when you zoom and you get shot or damaged anyway, you automatically are unzoomed. But in Halo 4, you just kind of get knocked a little bit, and your reticle kind of moves a little bit. And it kind of throws you off a little bit, but you still are zoomed in. So you could continue to shoot people in a zoomed-in fashion and continue to take shots. So that's good in some ways, but also bad, especially when you're getting shot at with needles, and all of a sudden you blow up, and you're dead. So just watch out for that. You can see I took out the carbine jackal up on the right, and now I'm going to take out the remaining elite. We took out the first elite, as you'll recall, by getting him to freeze over there, and we just kind of laid into him with all of our carbine ammo. And what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing more ammo before I activate this thing, because once we activate this thing, it will actually warp us to the next section, and we will not have any chance to fill up on our ammo. So I'm filling it up right now, and then I run over here and put Cortana in the thingy, using the word thing again, and we are warped to this next section. So we're towards the end here. You can see by the video we got like 6 minutes or so left or something. But I like to wait here for a little bit, and I wait for that Phantom to come in. You can see him on the left there. He has a turret guy who I'm going to take out with the carbine, because otherwise he kind of just lays into you, so you want to kind of watch out for him. It's easy to forget about him and just run forward. So I took him out. Now it's kind of safe, much more safe to move forward here, and we can take out all the enemies below us here. We got a carbine, so it's pretty easy to take out these guys. Just aim for the head, and once you kill a few people, they'll start backing up, and you can jump down. So we're going to do that. There's going to be a few more of these groups of enemies up ahead with, all the grunts and jackals. Pretty much the same enemy sets as the previous parts of this level. But we are going to have to deal with some of the vehicles, the Covenant vehicles. We're going to have some Banshees up ahead here, and we're going to have a couple Ghosts in the last section. But they're pretty easy to deal with if you know what to do. The Banshees, we're just going to run right by them, so we don't even care about them. So we're just moving up slowly and steadily. Shoot all the people in the head as you can. And, oh, that guy doesn't want to go down. There we go. And there's an elite standing right there. He doesn't even care about his jackals going down. And we're going to noob combo him like we do, like we always do. And we'll move forward. And you want to be aware of the second Phantom. You can see him on the top of my screen here. He comes in and drops off some more enemies in the middle of the bridge here. And also, he has a turret like the last Phantom had. So we got to take him out or just wait for him to leave at least. I'm just going to take out some people while I can. You can see the turret on the Phantom was shooting at me. And he still is. So we don't want to get too close to him or he could easily rip us apart. So he's dropping off some troops. And I'm just going to shoot him in the face, hopefully. Here we go. There, yeah. There it goes. His face is off now. Kind of like Nick Cage and, what's his name? John Travolta. Terrible movie. But just look out for that elite I just killed. And make sure you take out that beam rifle jackal I just shot in the face. You can see him. He's got the red light on his helmet. So that's a good way to pick him out of a crowd. Or just pick him out of, you know, the one person standing on the ledge there. It was only him. He had one bright light. So we're just going to hang back here and take out these enemies from afar. There's a couple jackals, a couple grunts, and this remaining elite. And once they're all dead, we're going to make our way across the bridge and get in a Banshee. You can see the Banshee on top of the ledge right above me here. And we're going to get in that one. It is abandoned. Just parked right there. Sitting pretty for us to get in. So just sprint up there, hop in. And we're going to boost all the way across. You want to boost up and forward because if you're too close to them, they'll just noob combo you like that guy almost did actually. And it will stall you and you will fall down and can't move for a few seconds. So that's no good. But you just want to bail right about where I did and then just sprint into here. Usually you make it most of the time, like 95% of the time you'll make that. One time ever, there was an elite who actually followed me in here. Normally no enemies follow you in there. But one did, and it was horrifying because he had a concussion rifle. My God, did I scream like a little girl. So this is the last section. I took out those 3 grunts, and you want a plasma pistol overcharge one of these ghosts to stall it. And then you could board it, and I got stalled by one of those grunts, and that's not cool. Usually you'll be able to avoid that, and you want to boost over here, and you want to splatter this elite and those grunts in there as well. The grunts took out themselves, apparently, from the, one of them, or maybe multiple grunts actually activated their plasma grenades and were about to suicide, and then they just blew up all their friends. But you can see what we did by boosting in there and killing that elite and those grunts is we actually despawned all the enemies back out here. Now you can see that we've gone back out here where we came from. There are no more enemies out here on the ground level. You can see there is an elite though above where we splattered those enemies, and you want to take this guy out. You don't need to take this guy out if you're going to be quick about it, but this jump is a little bit tricky. So you may want to just, you know, deal with shooting this guy in the face repeatedly until he dies. So just take him out. There's plenty of ammo in this area as well. So if you're having issues with ammo, just, you know, grab some more. There's a bunch of crates in the area. But just jump up here. This is a little bit tricky. Just jump up here. It may take a few tries. And then from here you can just jump up and onto this thingamabob and just sprint around here. It despawns all the enemies up here except for that wave of enemies right there, but you could just sprint around those guys and they'll basically just be so surprised they came around the corner they just won't even shoot at you at all. So now we have despawned all the enemies in the area. You can see some contacts on my radar, but they are below me, so who cares about them? And normally there's a bunch of elites and jackals and grunts you have to deal with and 2 hunters up top here, but I just ran past that section where the hunters would be, and we are now done with this level. If that jump is too tricky, it is a little weird. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but if it's too odd, you could always just fight through like you would normally. And we're just speeding this part up. Obviously, there's no enemies, so I just sped this part up twice the speed because you don't need to see me walk through at normal speed. I mean, you could walk through, I'm sure. You got this far. But that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Click like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion and on Twitch at twitch.tv/SilverScorpion4. That is the number 4. And I will see you later for more Halo achievements.